What you're looking at right now is the CNN projected map, the race to 270. Where you see yellow states, there are 7 of them. Those are the battleground states, the swing states, where it is very much a toss-up race. Here's what's changed over the course of the last 6 weeks. We'll put these back into the toss-up category. We're talking about Sunbelt states. I was talking about the polling that came out from Fox News and what it shows. It shows an extraordinarily tight race in places like Arizona, Georgia, Nevada, and North Carolina.
Out of 88 reported polls on Real Clear Politics, Donald Trump is leading in 55 polls, Kamala Harris 30. What does that mean for the Harris campaign? Well, we're going to dive into that today as we take a closer look at the current state of the Harris-Walz campaign. We're going to start with a video from political commentary, Benny Johnson.
Cares like what the polling says for who likes who in non-swing states. You need to look at the full map and look at the chances of winning. So he has here Trump chances of winning in Pennsylvania, Nevada, Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina. This is an electoral college route. Okay. Wisconsin and Michigan, Kamala Harris has high chances of winning because of voter fraud. Polymarket odds now has Donald Trump up again as well. So there you go. These are obviously very bad signs for Kamala Harris. She doesn't have any time to flip this around. She has no time to try and convince people. That's the point of all of this. You can see here with Donald Trump in swing states still holding strong. Kamala Harris up by teeny little bits of point, like really small, little margins in some swing states. It doesn't last. It doesn't last. Now Trump up in Michigan. Trump proving up in multiple states, and what you really need is debate. Okay, so what you really need is to see both candidates on the stage. If last night's performance was any indication, Kamala Harris is going to go down another 10 points. She's on the trajectory to become the Joe Biden, down 5 to 10 points in every swing state.
Vice President Kamala Harris' campaign is now on shaky grounds after giving what some is calling the most unpresidential interview in U.S. history. This interview has left doubt in the mind of undecided voters and even some in her own party. People are now saying that Kamala Harris is being used as a puppet only to save the down ballot.
Well, getting Kamala Harris elected is top of mind here at this convention. The party is also hoping to flip the House and maintain their majority in the Senate because, of course, even if Harris is elected, if she doesn't have a Democratic House and Senate, she will be limited in what she can do. So Washington Democratic Congresswoman and chair of the DCCC, Suzanne DelBene, joins us now. She is in charge of trying to get Democrats the majority in the House. Congresswoman, thank you so much for being with me. You need to net 4 more seats in the House to flip control. How is the outlook now, 1 month into the Harris nomination?
Well, we've had a great outlook this entire Congress, this entire cycle. We have incumbents who are strong running for re-election, and we have 30 candidates across the country. We call them our red to blue candidates, who are looking to either keep open seats or flip districts that are currently red-blue. They are running strong campaigns. They're independent thinkers. They're results-oriented. You know, folks across the country want to see governance work. And
this is strictly down ballot talk. Let's let her continue.
And this cycle, we've seen chaos, dysfunction, and extremism on the Republican side. So we have an incredible opportunity to net those 4 more seats. You've seen some people with badges, they say 4 more and 24, but we're
You see, that's their greatest concern is those additional seats. It's not the presidency. They know that Kamala Harris does not have a chance at winning this race.
going to work hard to elect as many Democrats as we have, so we have a strong majority in the House, and Speaker Hakeem Jeffries.
Obviously, it's easier to pick up those seats when you've got a candidate at the top of the ticket who's doing better in the polls. She certainly looks like she's doing better than President Biden was a month ago.
See, that's the reason why it was important for them to get Joe Biden out. He did not step down because he wanted to. He stepped down because he had to. And there was no better person to replace him than the puppet Kamala Harris.
But she's going to be barnstorming the same 7 battleground states for the next couple of months. And most of your incumbents who need to win their seats, most of your most competitive seats are not in those 7 states. They're in Texas and New York. how do they benefit from this surge in enthusiasm for Harris when she's not going to be visiting those states?
Did you notice that she said that Harris would not be visiting the most important states that they need to win? This shows us that there's more beneath the eye, more than what they're leading on with this particular election. This is not about Harris winning the Oval Office. This has more to do with the House and the Senate. That's all this race is about. We're going to have Donald Trump as a president. They know it, but they're concerned with the House and the Senate.
Well, we in the House have a big map that's all across the country. We have over 60 races on our map. 31 frontliners, folks who are running for re-election in targeted districts, and 30 red to blue candidates looking to flip districts across the country. But they're in New York and California, to your point. They're also in Michigan and Arizona and Pennsylvania, states that will also be important presidential states. So we have folks running in Iowa and Nebraska and Alabama. So we have opportunities in red states and blue states, in purple states. But really what's most important in our races is having strong candidates. They are running their unique races in these districts across the country. And remember, they're pieces of states in many cases, unless you're Mary Peltola in Alaska, where you have a whole state as a House member. But because they're running, they have unique issues. They're talking about the issues in their communities. And that's really where the focus is on the House.
That shows us that the Democrats, they're not concerned with a Harris win, but much rather a down ticket win. Since Harris has become the front runner of the Democratic ticket, she has only announced one policy, and that's a policy on the economy. Many economic experts, from Kevin O'Leary to Steve Forbes, they coined her financial plan as a sure disaster. In her economic plan, Harris promised to give 400,000 first-time home buyers $25,000 in down payment assistance. Real estate mogul Grant Cardone quickly challenged Harris's promise.
Afford this $25,000 if you're a first-time homeowner. We're going to pay for all illegals that come across our border, their health care. We're going to make everyone pay into this into a single system health care. How will we afford this? Plus, they're paying for college tuition.
Yeah, Angel, look, Kamala Harris is either financially illiterate or she believes her audience is. This is called come on marketing. The $25,000 credit is a come on. It will not happen. The $6,000 child credit requires you to have 2 kids in the same year. That's a come on. The 4 million homes that she came out with yesterday in 4 years is absolutely impossible in this country. And to control prices is a come on. This is a marketing strategy, a gimmick where there's a promise of an offer that cannot be delivered at scale. It's typically used as a bait and switch, some kind of offer that exaggerates, that has hidden costs, exaggerated claims. And Kamala Harris is the come on queen now. That should be her new title.
What's required for a first-time homeowner? I know you told our producers earlier that it takes a lot more than $25,000.
Yeah, look, $25,000 credits are already being delivered by builders, by the way. So the government doesn't need to do this. The builder is willing to do it today. But even if you could do that, the average loan today is over $400,000. The average cost of a home is $440,000. So even if you gave a credit, the first-time home buyer does not have the down payment. $32,000 on average this year is the down payment, much less the ability to maintain the house, to take care of the insurance, which could be as high as $1,000 a month, the HOA fees, and the property taxes. So while she says she'll give $25,000 away, it's like the car dealer that says, look, the payments are going to be $90 a month and no money down, but you get there and you leave with a $500 or $600 payment. It's impossible to deliver.
Kamala Harris' economic plan, impossible to deliver indeed. When challenged by CNN Dana Bash on her once stating that illegal immigrants should not be treated as criminals, Harris flip-flopped, stating that now, as she become the president of the United States, she will swiftly deal with the border crisis. Now, also, when it came to the issue of fracking that Kamala Harris once took a very hard stance on, guess what? She flip-flopped.
On where you stand on some key policy issues. Energy is a big one. When you were in Congress, you supported the Green New Deal. And in 2019, you said, quote, there is no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. Fracking, as you know, is a pretty big issue, particularly in your must-win state of Pennsylvania. Sure. Do you still want to ban fracking?
No, and I made that clear on the debate stage in 2020, that I would not ban fracking. As vice president, I did not ban fracking. As president, I will not ban fracking.
In 2019, I believe, at a town hall, you said you were asked, would you commit to implementing a federal ban on fracking on your first day in office? And you said, there's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. So yes. So it changed in that campaign?
In 2020, I made very clear where I stand. We are in 2024, and I've not changed that position, nor will I going forward. I kept my word, and I will keep my word.
Flip-flopping.
What made you change that position at the time?
Well, let's be clear. My values have not changed. I believe it is very important that we take seriously what we must do to guard against what is a clear crisis in terms of the climate. And to do that, we can do what we have accomplished thus far. The Inflation Reduction Act, what we have done to invest, by my calculation, over probably $1 trillion over the next 10 years, investing in a clean energy economy. What we've already done, creating over 300,000 new clean energy jobs. That tells me, from my experience as vice president, we can do it without banning fracking.
Although the Harris-Wall CNN interview was nothing more than an 18-minute infomercial, Dana Bash did seem to challenge Kamala Harris on why she did not perform some of the promises that she's making on the campaign trail during the last 3.5 years that she spent in the White House. What did Kamala do? She resorted to her normal word salads, blaming Trump and making more empty promises. Well, Vice President Harris, now's your time to either put up or shut up, because if the polls are true, then your chances for winning the Oval Office is as far and lengthy as an organic Kamala Harris word salad. Now it's time to hear from you. Please leave a comment below to let me know what you think about today's video. And also, if you gained any value from this video, please consider subscribing, like, and share. Thank you, and until next time.